Ray Phoenix here, welcome to Let's Play Spyro Year of the Dragon Part 18. We're going to what's probably the most forgettable level in the entire game. Its title even reflects on the fact that it's one of the most forgettable levels in the game. The Lost Fleet. It's the most lost level in the game. The level it's easy to get lost. It's mostly just a big empty abyss where there's tons of old ships that somehow got wrecked here. Somehow this old ship somehow got wrecked out here. I don't know, they're probably trying to escape from something maybe. And they somehow crash landed into this wasteland. This place looks like something to be a wasteland. Well, it is a toxic wasteland. There's like toxic waste everywhere. Pretty much all the water is nothing but toxic acid. There are these crab things that look like they washed up ashore. There's ghosts, only they're not really ghosts. There's Rhinox dressed as ghosts. They're trying to like walk around go like, ooh, spooky, spooky. They're trying to make you think they're spooky or something like that. But it's like imagine Hoobie from Hoobie Halloween just getting scared and punching them in the face and then running off. You're like, yeah, what's kind of what we're doing with these things? We're just frying them. Our flame breath is enough to send those old bed sheets, those old yellow stained bed sheets they're using at us. Let's have to have it light up in flames in a matter of seconds. And of course they're going to be using bed sheets, those old bed sheets with like urine stains on them and stuff it's probably from them when they got scared, because they're scared of ghosts. Maybe they experienced ghosts at some point in their lives, which is why they think they're scary, which is why they want to be like ghosts. They probably think other people find it scary. And Crazy Ed seems to be the guy who runs this place. I don't know if he's one of the Ed and Eddie or something like that, but he's some crazy old farmer. He's like that farmer we saw in the Robotica farms in Spyro 2. Only he's a bit more forgettable, because he's not really a robot. He's just some other generic creature you'd expect to see in these Spyro games. Doesn't really offer an awful lot. Of course, there's going to be Rhinox everywhere. Rhinox they were expected to actually go against. I thought I could have knocked the guy in the acid, but no, he jumped away from the acid. Oh no! It's boiling acid! Yeah, this is a way to state the obvious. Boiling acid. Well, maybe on some of the ships that these people crashed on, maybe they were serving them boiling acid. The same acid that made us the men we are today. Of course, it's always acid. When is it ever not acid that made someone the very thing they are today? It's always some sort of accident. Horrific accident that creates the greatest supervillains there to exist, and the hero is always somehow responsible for it too in some way or another. We're using these tank things, again, these tank cannon turret things, so you could go and blast down that vulture in the sky there, kill two birds with one stone. More like use several cannonballs and only kill just one measly little bird. Just get sending so many blasts at that thing. Let's just run in or charge into those crab things. Make fine crab meat out of them. No one's getting crab meat off this. I like crab meat. At least I think I like crab meat. I don't know if it's similar to lobster at all. I love lobster, and I love seafood in general. I got to visit my favorite Asian grocery store again today and go to where they have the buffet where so you just pay by the pound, and I got a lot of my favorite seafood there, like calamari rings. I'm sure the people on this level like calamari rings. It almost seems like a level that was intended to be like another like ocean themed level or some sort of like like harbor themed level or something like that. But I figured out we already have plenty of harbor themed levels in this game. How many more do we need? So I don't think there were any real harbor. There's a speedway in the next world. There really were a lot of harbor levels in this game. Yeah, there's a lot more. Well, there was the seashell level and seashell shore level, whatever it was called. I forget what it was called exactly, but some of the earlier levels in the game. And there's already 2 ice levels in this game. How many more shipwreck levels there possibly be? And that guy's a total Chad that I rescued. Yeah, he's named after what he is, a total Chad. If only he could be like Chad Warden, where he was encouraging everyone that the greatest system ever made was a system that I used to use to play this game with back in 2012, the PS3. As he liked to call it, the PS Triple. I made an infamous trolling video where he mentioned about how he went on a long epic rant about how the PS3 is so much better than the Wii and Xbox 360. And he completely destroys Wii and Xbox 360 fans. I was a fan of the Wii back in those days. I guess I got destroyed there too. Or one of those people he went against. Even though the Wii sold really well, we would like to play. We would like to play Wii. Then I was reading about some guy who claims he had a Spyro game on the Wii that he was willing to sell for only 1 cent, because that's how much it was worth. Thinking, imagine if I bought this game for only 1 cent. This game's worth way more than 1 cent. I bought this game. It was missing an instruction book, but it was definitely a disc in the case, and it was only $15, and I thought that was a steal back in 2012. I didn't want to tell him that, the owner of that game store, because that store is known for selling overpriced video games. No wonder why so many people are turning to eBay these days and so many game stores are failing. I worked at a game store once for a few months back in 2015, and that store failed. Mostly because people weren't buying his games, weren't buying his stuff, because he didn't really have much good stuff what was worthy of being sold. Whenever retro games would end up in his store, if they just go away, and maybe it would have been less than 24 hours. Especially with good stuff on GameCube. If you could call GameCube a retro system. I don't think people really considered GameCube to be a retro system yet. Maybe they did, I don't know. That's very debatable as to when a system's old enough to be considered retro, vintage, or old school. This game's definitely considered old school. I considered this to be old school back in 2012 when I used to play this game a lot. And on my PS3, the first and only PS3 I ever owned, the Slim PS3, which is probably the newest PS3 you could possibly get at the time, in good old 2012. Sometimes I say, just take me back to the year 2012 and leave me there. Don't bother picking me up. Don't bother coming back to get me. Some people think that maybe our world really did end in 2012, and everything that happened since then is just a byproduct of the fact the world is actually over. I was just playing this while everyone was concerned about, ooh, our world is ending. I don't care, I'm just busy playing Spyro. Shut up, I'm busy playing Spyro 3. I don't care if the world is ending. Spyro 3 is more important than the end of the world. Oh look, the sorceress left a sign here. Normally Hunter's supposed to be here. We're going to engage in some racing game here. It's going to be like Wipeout or something like that, but with skateboards. But Hunter got captured, so he can't show us how to do that. We just have to go and rescue him before we could do that. I wonder if I played this level first before I did any of the other levels. Maybe Hunter would have been there. Maybe I could have got this 100% complete in one take. Yeah, I'm not going to redo all of this just for that one thing. I already did a lot for this game. I don't think anyone really wants to see me redo this entire game. That's like that time Sir Ron Lionheart supposedly accidentally deleted his game file while he was playing a game. Then he just continued the Let's Play, but it started from square one again, as if it was us, back at the beginning of the game. It was like an epic moment, I think, or something like that, one of Sir Ron Lionheart's greatest moments or something like that. Yeah, to get into the acid, it burns. Even Spyro knows that acid burns, just like the lava in the Skelos Badlands level. I know there's a mini-game somewhere in this level that we could clear. And I love that sound it makes when you walk through the power-up or collect the power-up. We don't hear it that much in Spyro 3. We heard it a lot in Spyro 2. Almost sounds like the WGBH logo, that sound it makes when you see it light up when you're watching Arthur on PBS or some show again on PBS Kids. Yeah, I remember watching PBS Kids a lot back in 2008. Every Friday I'd go to my grandma's house and I'd watch Arthur on PBS Kids. And the episode that usually aired was the April 9th episode, which ended up becoming my favorite episode of the show, and that's how I got to watch it so much. I had no idea until years later that it was supposed to be Arthur's take on 9/11. Maybe my mom didn't get that it was supposed to be a take on 9/11 until I told her about it. I guess it goes to show how subtle their referencing of 9/11 was. And they're gonna blast down these vultures again, these vulture things. You always seem to see vultures at crash sites. Vultures always seem to like, going to crash sites and picking off flesh from dead crew members. Or maybe they left some dead food lying around they want. Or maybe they just want some treasure they left behind too. I'm sure crewmates probably carry treasure and cash. Well, we already got most of the treasure. I know there was treasure here because we collected most of it as we were progressing and through this level. This large, forgettable level. It all seems like something that should have been a lost level almost. This level really is an ode and testament to how there's so much free roaming in this game. This definitely is a free roaming 3D platformer. Something Crash Bandicoot always wanted to be or wished he could have been. Yeah, it's games like these that make Crash Bandicoot jealous. I'm pretty sure it makes pretty much every other game on the N64 jealous too. Even Super Mario 64 is jealous of this game. of Spyro 3. I think this game's a lot better than Super Mario 64 overall. It has way more depth, has way more variety of gameplay, and at the same time, it doesn't compromise on like 3D platforming. The camera angles work most of the time. The camera angles rarely ever bug out in this game. It's like this game pretty much has anything you really want in a game. And yeah, Super Mario 64 is a good game too. I think this game's pretty good overall. Come on, face it. A purple dragon's a lot cooler than a pudgy plumber that always has to go out do the same thing in pretty much every game. At least Spyro isn't forced to do the same thing in every game all the time. Spyro has other villains. Then some people might say, oh look, Spyro has so many villains. I wonder why that is. Maybe he's just a real jerk to everyone. Maybe he's secretly a bad guy after all. And that's why he has so many different villains. Why do you think so many people hate him? Because he's such a jerk to everyone else. He's such a jerk to everybody. He's such a jerk to everyone in these games. Everyone there, so it's all the bad guys. Well, people aren't really bad guys. Hate him now. And just make it seem like he's a good guy, but really he's not. We're going to be doing some more going into the submarine under the acid. An acid submarine, a submarine that's acid resistant. We're going to go and blast down some robot stuff there. No, it's not robot stuff. There's some, what do you call those things? It's like, they're like those Rhinox that are like, they're like in some sort of, yeah, it's Rhinox and submarines. We'll use that crosshair, the 3 crosshairs, and get a good lock on them, and then we could fire out a shot at them after we lock onto them there. And it goes like, choo, 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 to iterate through. While we're at it, we could use our torpedoes to go and blast down those heavy metal containers that are loaded with gems. And later we could use the protection so Spyro could swim under all this acid and collect all the gems. Because it's not possible for us to collect gems while we're in this submarine, this large submarine. It's large. Well, it's actually not that large of a submarine at all, actually. It's kind of small, actually. Also looks like a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. They probably did have hundreds of McDonald's Happy Meal toys that were probably inspired by this back in the day when people actually cared about Happy Meals at McDonald's, which are kind of declining now, I think. Or at least last time I checked, they were kind of declining. Just maintaining a lock on these stubborn Rhinox that are flying around. And well, they're flying around, but it seems like they're flying around almost in these submarines. These things, and I could swim over here, send it over here, and then get a lock on it and blast a homing missile into it, and there we go. He's just that's probably a horrid way to get killed. Just explode from your submarine and then end up in the outside world, which is, you know, burning acid or boiling acid or something like that. Or he's gonna die a pretty horrid death. But these Rhinox deserve it. They're pretty much guilty of genocide, really. They just want Spyro to be, you know, they want Spyro's race to be extinct, or his species to be extinct. So I guess they're getting what they deserved, as some people would say. Some people say that the Empire in Star Wars got what they deserved for all those people on the Death Star getting destroyed. Or like when the Nazis got all their faces fried off or burnt or melted off in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You got some mean sub-driving skills. Why don't you have...
Yeah, he's just praising her driving skills. He's gonna give us... What else would he give us? An orb? No, of course it's gonna be an egg. What else is he gonna give us? This is an excellent adventure, after all, so of course we're gonna be getting eggs. It's always eggs. Eggs galore. Doesn't have as much stuff to collect as Spyro 2 sometimes, because Spyro 2 had talismans, orbs, and gems. I think I already went over how this game just had so many... It doesn't really have as many things to collect. It's actually more simplified in a lot of ways. And 93, we had 90 eggs, I think we started this video. Now we have 93 eggs already. Already collected 3 more eggs. Really reeling in the eggs. It's like when I make so much money at a time, say reel it in the dough. And reel in something you'll probably get with dough. I'm gonna go lock onto that submarine, or that red submarine, an orange submarine that's flying. They all look like little piranhas almost. These things very well could have been robot piranhas. This part's a lot trickier because now they know they're more elaborate, they're flying, and they send those mines at you. The minesweeper, you play minesweeper branch to dodge those mines, and so you won't get destroyed. If you get touched one of those mines once, you get killed and you have to restart the entire minigame, the entire thing. Imagine spending 4 hours trying to complete this and then you get killed and have to start all over again. It's a good thing save states were invented. But now imagine doing that in real hardware where you didn't have save states. Yeah, they say kids these days have it better, but really, they don't. Kids these days don't have it better. They'll never really truly understand what it was like to live back in the day when everything felt so much more magical and so much more cooler. And playing these games on the actual PlayStation and not some emulation device. I mean, not that emulation devices are bad, but playing on the real PlayStation really was a magical experience. And I still do it out every now and then. I still have my memory card with data from Spyro. Remember my original PS3 hard drive eventually died after like 6 years or so, and I lost my original save data from Spyro 3. So I have no real way to prove that I actually played it back in 2012. Then again, I don't think PS1 memory cards took note of what date you played them or what date you did the games on. So there wouldn't be any way to prove I actually did it when I said I did it. So we're just gonna have to take my word for it. Where's that last stubborn Rhinoc? I know he's around here somewhere. Come on, Rhinoc. I want to blow you up. Come play with me. I want to rub you around and destroy you. And maybe I'll spare your life if you're lucky. That's if you have acid-resistant skin, which I don't think Rhinocs have. Where are you, little Rhinoc? I want to play with you. I want to murder. I don't know. Oh, there he is. A lock-on was going. You know there's one's nearby, and you get somewhat close to it, and then it starts to form a lock-on onto it. This gets all 3 rings to turn red, all 3 lock-on rings. Ultimate, this minigame, if you call it a minigame, it definitely wins points for originality. I don't think there are any other minigames in the Spyro franchise that are quite like this. It's almost like you're playing the Hunt for Red October, but it's in a sea of acid. Yeah, the Hunt for Red October Spyro edition. And then, only if it really was the Hunt for Red October, it'd be completely pitch black under here. You wouldn't be able to see anything at all. We really have to have a navigator, some sort of like navigation computer. Maybe it is a navigation computer. It's allowing us to see us. It also lets us see everything in third person too. I think Spyro would pretty much be in first person if you were to play it from Spyro's perspective. First person Spyro the Dragon. I wonder what that would be like. Spyro in first person. I think I made him turn around. Yeah, I probably knew I was trying to set him up there. I was trying to like break the thing. It's like that thing my father would do when we played chase games. Then he would just run. I would run in a circle, then you just run around, turn the circle around, and catch him easily. That's kind of what these guys. It's like I'm trying to do that to them. I'm trying to like ambush them in a way, but they know I'm trying to do that, so they're purposely changing their direction. Because their AI is supposedly really advanced. It's the most advanced AI we've seen. And this emulator doesn't seem to be degrading that at all, so I guess there we go. Come on, die. Why don't you die already? There we go, he's dead. And he just got badly scolded by all the acid. And Crazy Ed's gonna praise us again, but if he's really crazy, then can we really take his word on anything? Well, this game was made by crazy people anyway, so what do you expect? What do you expect for the money we make? We don't make any money here. We just make eggs, Dolores. Sounds like a perfect name for an egg. Ray Phoenix, signing out.